Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for round 2 of the Missed Apex Formula Renault Challenge. Round 1 saw a bunch of really hard-fought battles between defending champion Steve Philpots, Missed Apex driver pro Bradley Philpots, and dark horse David Hatton. But it was Sam Harper who slipped through all of the chaos and claimed the first round. Today, we're at the famous Silverstone National Circuit for what promises to be another furious and fun-filled contest. To get things underway, here's your commentators for today's action, Chris Stevens and Chris Catman Turner.
Well, after a phenomenal display at Okayama, we are here at Silverstone National for the second round of the Formula Renault Challenge by Missed Apex Motorsport, and we are just coming into the last 20 minutes of practice. We've had quite a few cars. We've got 43 cars in this race for you, so slight increase on the first round, and on a track that is just 2.6 kilometers long. There's going to be quite a bit of action to keep an eye on during the 3 races that we have coming up for you this evening. I'm Chris Stevens, and I will be your lead commentator this evening, and I'm joined tonight by Chris Catman Turner.
Good evening, Chris. How excited are you for this race at Silverstone today?
I mean, how can I be anything but after the incredible display that was put on Okayama for the first round of this new championship that we were, not 100% sure how it was going to go, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
I'm just amazed how quickly the drivers have adapted from the Mazdas through to these Formula Renaults. It's a totally different beast with downforce, and they've done so well. They're on the pace so quickly. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, they have done that very, very well indeed. Although I think they've met their new match with this circuit, because we have seen a lot of drivers struggling somewhat, especially at Copse Corner, the exit of which has proved to be absolutely vicious. If you start dipping a wheel beyond the curbing on the outside, then you either have to accept defeat and roll off into the runoff area, or you will end up pointing the wrong way and potentially even blocking the pit lane exits. We've seen a couple of cars doing during the practice sessions that we've had this week. Slight format change as well for this one as well. The second race, our first reverse grid race, will now be in groups of 20. So whoever finishes first in race 1 will start 20th for race 2, and second will be 19th, and so on and so forth. And then race 3 is the normal fully reverse grid, so whoever wins the race 2 will start last for race 3. We can give you a quick rundown of the championship as well, because after that first round, he may not have been on the podium in any of the 3 races, but 2 5th place finishes and a 6th means Sam Harper is leading the championship by 11 points over David Hatton, who we saw had that incredible battle with Brad Philpots for the lead of race 1. Pretty much probably should have won that race. It was the incident with the back marker that gave Philpots the opportunity to take the win. But Philpots had an absolute nightmare of a race 2 being taken out at the start, and so he sits down in 6th in the championship. So consistency absolutely proven to be the name of the game in this championship so far. We also had Gregory Leader taking the race 2 win. He's 8th in the championship, and Jelly Ooms took the race 3 win. He is 16th in the championship. We've got quite a few cars lapping in the sub 54s. It is a very compact field we have here, which you would expect when it's only 1.6 miles long, the second shortest configuration of Silverstone that we are running tonight. And Brad Philpots can tell you more about it in his hot lap guide.
Welcome to this circuit guide for the Silverstone National Circuit. The National Circuit is the smallest of the configurations at Silverstone, comprising of 3 significant sections: Copse, Maggots, and the Brooklands Luffield complex. Despite its short length, this is a very popular layout of the Silverstone circuit because it keeps lap times close together, racing is always action-packed, and the combination of high-speed corners, as well as some very long, slow ones like Luffield, provide interesting challenges for the drivers. Let's ride on board for one fast lap to show you how to drive the circuit. It's important to get a good exit from Luffield so that you emerge onto the start-finish straight at a high speed. Though clearly not actually straight, it is taken at full throttle through the final corner of Woodcote. And as you cross the start line, you need to stay all the way to the left-hand side, ready to open up the high-speed turn 1 of Copse. It's just one downshift and barely a lift off the throttle, trusting the downforce will press you into the track and keep you on the racing line. You then gently move to the right-hand side and aim for the apex on the left-hand side as you brake for maggots. You need to just open up the corner slightly whilst avoiding the bump which is on the apex of the right-hand side. If you allow the car to wander too far to the left on the exit, you'll find yourself on the really bumpy section. But now it's simple, we just move gradually to the right-hand side and pick out a braking point for Brooklands, which is a corner where you'll trail the brakes in, gradually increasing the pressure whilst trying not to lose the rear end of the car by putting too much brake pressure on. Then into Luffield, where we hug the inside, just blend very slightly away from the white line in the middle of the corner to allow you to get on the power early on the exit and carry a high speed through Woodcote once again and across the finish line to start another lap. And that completes our short guide of the Silverstone National Circuit.
So, bets are on. Chris, who's your money on?
Oh, it's so tight at the top there. Hatton managed to amazingly fend off Philpot for most of the race last time out. So, do you know what? I'm going to go for David Hatton to get some revenge for his unlucky finish last time.
Green flag, and it looks like a clean getaway for Steve Ficacci, although Hatton's been bogged down. He's got Philpot and Harper all over him. Philpot charging through into the lead already, though. It is the VLN class champion who leads ahead of Steve Ficacci, and Sam Harper trying to get around the outside. Hatton down into fourth place. Carl Power trying to force his way around the outside, ahead of Gregory Leader as well. But Hatton leads the way.
Yep, Harper in third, but he's gone slightly wide, so that has allowed Hatton back in, just alongside him.
So Ficacci second, Hatton and Harper side by side. The top two in the championship, wheel to wheel as they come back into Luffield for the first time. But it's Harper with the inside line and gets it stopped. Nice move. And then, oh no, Ficacci spun out of second place. That promotes these guys, and Hatton trying to force his way back up the inside of Harper as well. So Philpot is going to have a big lead as they finish the first lap of Silverstone for the first race of the Formula Renault Challenge tonight. So Hatton back up into second place. He's recovered his grid position, but he's still got Harper breathing down his neck, and Power trying to get around the outside of Harper at Copse Corner. It's a brave man who tries that, two wheels on the curb, but he's managing to hold it out there. There's Derbertsberger trying to take advantage of that as well. Gregory Leader and Tim Ellis in close proximity as they head back through Maggots. And Power's out wide. He's going to come under pressure from Derbertsberger down the Wellington Straight.
That was a disaster for Ficacci, who's down to P14 in the race now. He's got a lot of ground to make up.
Derbertsberger shows his nose at Luffield, but I don't think he's going to look towards the inside. Oh, Power's letting him through. He's just waved him by, but he's got the line side by side in Luffield. Power with the line. He's got the racing line on the way in, and he's holding that for now. So James Wingfield ending this train of 8 cars for the lead of race 1. Then there's a bit of a gap back down to Alex Van Geen in 9th place. He was at the end of lap 1. He is now dropped down to 12th place, actually. Ficacci
he was, because he'd just gone off the road at Luffield.
Oh no, so it's Ficacci who's just come over the line in 12th, actually. Derbertsberger looking towards the inside of Power at Maggots Corner, and he's trying to take 4th place away, and he's got it, I think, just about. Is he going to be able to pull alongside? Power's still got half his nose alongside him, and we'll have the line into Luffield once again. And Derbertsberger's out well wide, and Power goes through with ease, and it's Gregory Leader now trying to force his way past. Looking at the outside of Luffield, can't find their way through on that occasion. So Philpot with a big lead, 1.5 seconds, as they start lap 4 of 17. Over David Hatton, and then Sam Harper still in 3rd place. Carl Power hanging on to 4th for the moment, although he's not far behind championship leader Sam Harper, so we could still see a change for 3rd. John Cox in 9th, and Ficacci up to 10th now after lap 3.
Yep, and just an update for a little bit further back in the field, we got Richard Spanners ready, who has come from grid 25 up to P13, so that's great movement from him. But just
Classic
ahead of him,
Spanners just keep out of trouble.
I was about to say Carsten Lenz has done so well to get from 33 to 12th, but he's just spun right in front of Spanners and has dropped right back down the field again.
Error generating circuit, we were saying that in practice. It's so easy to make a mistake around here, and I'll tell you what, Carl Power, he's under big pressure now from Alexander Derbertsberger. They're side by side down the pit straight. Power going defensive into Copse Corner, and Derbertsberger's not going to force his way around the outside of there. And already we've got some lap traffic getting involved in the action, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. As you said, with the error generation that we get going on around here, you're going to get some traffic coming in very quickly. Also, looking down the field, we've got Matt Ragsdale, so Trumpets in P18. He's doing a great job, but he's involved in a great little scrap here. 3 cars were side by side down the start-finish straight.
Dobersberger once again looking to the outside of Luffield, and he's gone a bit deep this time, and it's going to be Gregory Leader trying to force his way through, although here comes the back marker. Oh, brilliant opportunistic move by James Wingfield, who pounces on Gregory Leader. And Hatton's made a mistake. Hatton's made a mistake somewhere, because now he's suddenly behind Carl Power. So David Hatton is now in 4th place, and this is now a squabble for 3rd. So that promotes championship leader Sam Harper up into 2nd place. Carl Power 3rd, David Hatton 4th, and Dobersberger 5th. So a critical error from Hatton there. And I was going to say, during practice yesterday, he looked quick but fragile, and was one of the people struggling the most on the exit of Copse Corner, I would say. So we'll see if he can claw some of this back. And looking towards the inside at Luffield, and Power has to give him some space, and he's caught up behind the back marker there. That worked out brilliantly for Hatton. So that's the traffic karma, if you like. Is that Philpot off the road? It is! Brad Philpot has lost it from the lead of the race. And so championship leader Sam Harper takes to the front for race 1 at Silverstone National. So at least for Hatton, he's recuperated his 2nd place there. So this is working out quite nicely for him. But Harper is going to extend his championship lead. What on earth happened to Philpot there?
I can only assume it must have been traffic, because that's very unlike Philpot to drop it, especially in Luffield. He must have just got caught out by one of the back markers, I suggest.
There's cars everywhere. I can barely tell who's on the lead lap with this one, but Dobersberger having another look at Carl Power. This is for the final place on the podium at the moment. We're on lap 7 of 17, so we're not even halfway through the madness yet. Power is able to hold on to it for now. So he's done a great job at defending at that position. Is there any chance he can get back past David Hatton for 2nd place, I wonder?
Absolutely, they're still in the slipstream, so they're going to be drawn back into Hatton. I think Harper will have just broken that. He's 1.4 seconds, 1.3 seconds now ahead at the end of that lap, so it's all still to play for. As you said, we're not even at halfway distance yet.
Yeah, 2nd place looks like the battle to be. Power is just a little bit wide on the exit of Copse Corner. So Philpot still in 6th place. He's looking at the back of James Wingfield. So he's definitely not out of a podium position just yet. Power, though, he was a bit wide coming out of Maggots. This could be the opportunity for Dobersberger, but once again, he's going to be on the outside line as they get back down into Brooklands Corner.
That's right, and just behind them, you've got Philpot making a lunge on Wingfield. He's on the inside.
Yep, goes through, and Dobersberger once again forced out wide at Brooklands, and has some ground to make up as they go through Luffield. So that's Philpot up into 5th place now, and absolutely staring at the back of a podium position now, if he can keep it on the road and not lose out to any more lap traffic. We got more of it as Sam Harper goes through at Copse Corner, one of the back markers.
Yeah, it's going to get very tasty with Philpot coming on the back of Dobersberger in this battle with him and Power now. They're so close to each other, it's going to be absolutely fascinating to watch.
So Hatton's pulled out a bit of an advantage. He's got 1.3 seconds over Carl Power across the line. His last lap was a 53.9 for Power. It was half a second slower.
Power under pressure again.
Yeah, once again. And as Dobersberger found the inside this time, don't think so. The Power, he's out wide. Went a bit too deep into Brooklands, and now he's tight into Luffield. I think Dobersberger's going to have a monumental run on him down the pit straight. And he's got to be careful because Philpot is right on them as well. Having a look towards the inside of Copse, but you need a very compliant rival to just throw one up the inside of Copse.
He hasn't. He might have actually put himself under pressure from Philpot behind, making a move into there. But luckily, I think he's picked up the slipstream again, managed to drag it back out again. But this is getting very tight now.
Hatton is less than half a second away from Sam Harper as well, so we mustn't forget the lead battle in this one as well. But for third place, it is very, very hot indeed. Dobertsberger once again looks like he's going to challenge. Has he found the inside this time? Power left the door open, and as they break into Brooklands, it's going to be Dobertsberger just there. Oh, they're so close on the way, and Philpot almost nudges the back of Carl Power's car, and they're wheel to wheel through Luffield corner, but Dobertsberger can't find a way through as we've got more of the lap traffic spinning off in front of the leaders like we saw at Okayama, but Power has been able to hold on for now. And for the lead, Harper was slow onto the front straight, and Hatton goes through at Copse corner. So is he held up there by one of the back markers, because Hatton has easily found his way into the lead.
And just behind them, Dobertsberger's on the inside of Power. He's making a lunge. He's got the
no,
inside
Power's
line.
out wide. He's going to understeer off the road if he's not careful. They both go through, and Philpot is practically pushing the back of the Ace of Spades car, being driven by Dobertsberger, and he might have just found the inside line himself. So can Philpot make it 2 positions in as many corners? Power trying to get back through on the inside as well, but Dobertsberger is running wide, and he might lose both positions. Philpot back up into third place. And there was a nudge from Power there in the middle of Luffield, telling Dobertsberger to get on with it. But Dobertsberger in 4th place there. He's holding on to it. Oh, there's been a big coming together down the back straight. Bit of smoke down there, and the leaders have to try and avoid it. But nothing they can't handle. So Hatton 0.6 of a second ahead of Harper as they went over the line. And Philpot, it doesn't look like this battle for third place is over if Dobertsberger's got anything to say about it.
A little bit of an update from further back in the field. Alex Van Gien looks like he's got smoke pouring from the back of his car, and he's lost the engine cover. So I think he is slowly coming out of this race. He's probably going to need to pit shortly to try and get that fixed.
So by the looks of it, he was the car that was off on the pit straight as the leaders were coming through.
Let's see if we can talk to Alex Van Gien as we go. Alex, you are live on air. Can you hear us? I think he can hear us, but I don't think
that about said it all, didn't it?
Yeah,
really?
I think it did. I think to refrain from profanity, we'll probably leave that one.
No words needed on that one. So Philpot still defending his third place as they come back onto the Wellington Straight. Dobertsberger and Power and Wingfield not letting him out of their sight. And, Sam Harper is about 3/4 of a second away from Hatton at the moment. So all eyes on third place as Power makes another small mistake out of Brooklands, and James Wingfield is going to try and find a way through. Definitely looks like the feistiest of this bunch. So coming back down the pit straight, Philpot's got a nice little advantage now over Dobertsberger, and Wingfield unable to challenge as they go into Copse. But maybe down the Wellington Straight he's got another run in him. It's funny, they close up so much into Maggots, and Philpot's got a great run behind the back marker, so a little bit of a slipstream helping him out there maybe. But Dobertsberger definitely looks more comfortable going through the right-hander.
Yeah, he certainly does. Just having a little bit further back, we've got Matt Ragsdale in a battle with Conor Mayer. This is absolutely cracking to watch. They're going absolutely toe-to-toe here. They keep swapping positions, and in fact, Mayer has just got past Trumpets again. So it's not just battles at the front, it's going on all through the field.
With 42 cars on such a compact circuit, there's action to be found everywhere. Once again through Copse corner, and Carl Power's out wide this time. That might just give James Wingfield the one. No, it doesn't look like he was close enough actually. I think he's been caught up in some of the back markers, so he wasn't close enough to pounce on that mistake by Carl Power, but it's definitely lost him ground in this battle for third place. You can see Van Gien off the road again there, it looks like, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was one of those corners again where you have to either make the decision to jump onto the outer apron and not lose as much time, keep your foot in it, or you can try and back it out.
Oh, sorry to cut up you there, but Philpot's gone off the road again and he's out of third place. And that time, I don't think there was a back marker involved in it. I think that was his own mistake. So he's dropped now behind James Wingfield. So that's going to put him in 6th place. So Terrible mistake there by Brad Philpot. Straight
Yes.
back on the attack though, trying to get up the inside.
Uncharacteristic for Philpot, but yet he's back on the inside and got through back past in front of James Wingfield. So yeah, that's very strange there from Philpot. I remember in the MX5 race, he had some problems with his hardware and actually he cut out halfway through the race. Oh, and Wingfield's punted him off. Sorry to cut you there, Chris.
Goes from bad to worse for Brad Philpot. It happened to him, unfortunately, in the MX5 race. I think he's taken another whack as well for good measure as well.
No, and that's actually his race done because he is crabbing down the back straight sideways. This is looking terrible for him.
So that's not even going to put him on pole for the next race. He'll start 21st if he's the first car out. So he's still going to have work to do for the rest of the weekend. So battle for third place now. I can't even see Dobertsberger in the sea of cars approaching Maggotts Corner at the moment. This really does look like we're halfway through Le Mans at the moment, except in daytime. But so Dobertsberger well clear actually now in the battle for. And Hatton coming around Brooklands Corner for the final time and around Luffield. And is this redemption for what happened to Okayama as David Hatton exits the final corner, powers it down onto the pit straight around Woodcote to win his first Formula Renault Challenge race at Silverstone National, ahead of championship leader Sam Harper, with Alexander Dobertsberger taking the podium at the end of that. Carl Power in fourth place. Brilliant defensive driving we saw from him there. Gregory Leader crosses the line in fifth place. Then Tim Ellis will be sixth. Steve Ficacci, the man who started from pole position, in seventh after a crucial mistake at the start of the race. James Wingfield, despite that contact with Brad Philpot, crosses the line in eighth. Anil Singh ninth, and John Cox completes your top 10. Just an update on some of the other guys. Spanner's Ready, 15th from 25th on the grid, not bad for him. And Matt Trumpets, 17th for him from 29th. And we will see, Alex Van Gien, 35th in the end for him. So a slight baptism of fire for the debutant, but I'm sure it will get better for him from here on in. But Hatton, crucially, closes the gap to Sam Harper in the championship by 1 point.